A very good morning students. This is Priya, your science teacher. In this video I will explain you the chapter number 10 of your NCERT textbook, that is respiration in organisms. In this chapter we will study about the respiration, about the types of respiration, the human respiratory system, and the mechanism of breathing in humans, and the respiration in various other organisms like cockroach, earthworm, fishes, and at last we will study about the respiration which takes place in the plants. So let's start the chapter. First of all, let's understand what is respiration and why do we respire. As you all know that a cell is the smallest and structural and functional unit of an organism. Each cell of an organism performs certain functions such as nutrition, transport, excretion, and reproduction. To perform these functions, all the cells, they need energy. So where does this energy come from? This energy comes from the food we eat. The food has stored energy which is released during the respiration. Therefore, all living organisms, they respire to get energy from the food. As you all know that during the breathing, we breathe in air and the air contains the oxygen. We breathe out the air which is rich in carbon dioxide. So the air we breathe in, that is rich in oxygen, it is transported to all the parts or ultimately to each cell of the body. In the cell, this oxygen in the air, it helps in the breakdown of food, and this process of breakdown of food in the cell with the release of energy is known as respiration or the cellular respiration. The cellular respiration, it is basically takes place in all the living cells of all the organisms. ठीक है, जो खाना हम खाते हैं उससे हमें एनर्जी कैसे मिलती है? जब वो फूड डाइजेस्ट होके एब्जॉर्ब होके हमारी बॉडी के हर एक सेल में पहुंचता है, तो वहाँ तक जो हम हमारे लंग्स के थ्रू जो ऑक्सीजन हम इनहेल करते हैं, जो रेस्पायर करते हैं, वो ऑक्सीजन जब हर एक सेल तक पहुँचती है तो वो ऑक्सीजन उस फूड का, जो भी है वो कार्बोहाइड्रेट है, चाहे वो फैट है, चाहे वो प्रोटीन है, उस फूड का ब्रेक डाउन कर देती है एनर्जी में, ताकि हम उस एनर्जी को यूटिलाइज कर सकें. तो दिस इज बेसिकली द रेस्पिरेशन. ठीक है, तो रेस्पिरेशन हर लिविंग सेल में होता है. हर लिविंग सेल में, हर ऑर्गेनिज्म में होता है. कोई भी लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म है तो उसमें रेस्पिरेशन जरूर होगा. रेस्पिरेशन बेसिकली दो टाइप का होता है, एरोबिक रेस्पिरेशन एंड एनारोबिक रेस्पिरेशन. व्हेन द रेस्पिरेशन इट अकर्स इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ ऑक्सीजन, for example the food which is in the form of glucose, it is broken down in the carbon dioxide and water using the oxygen. When it takes place in the presence of oxygen, it is known as aerobic respiration. This is the chemical equation of aerobic respiration, that is glucose with the use of oxygen leads to the formation of carbon dioxide, water, and energy. And the food, it can also be broken down without using the oxygen, that is known as anaerobic respiration. This is the chemical equation of anaerobic respiration, that is glucose, it leads to the formation of alcohol, carbon dioxide, and energy. So all the organisms such as yeast that can survive in the absence of air or the absence of oxygen, they are called as anaerobes. That's why yeast, they are used to make the wine and beer, because they works in the absence of oxygen and leads to the formation of the alcohol. So let us understand the anaerobic respiration that takes place in our muscles. As you all know that our muscle cells, they also respire because they are the living cells. So when there is temporary deficiency of the oxygen, जब हम बहुत ज़्यादा हैवी एक्सरसाइज कर लेते हैं, फास्ट रनिंग और साइकिलिंग, वॉकिंग, तो उससे हमारी बॉडी की जितनी भी ऑक्सीजन है वो ख़त्म हो जाती है. हमारी बॉडी के अंदर ऑक्सीजन की टेम्परेरी डेफिशिएंसी हो जाती है, जिसकी वजह से हमारी बॉडी के अंदर जो रेस्पिरेशन है वो एनारोबिकली होने लगता है, मतलब ऑक्सीजन की एब्सेंस में होने लगता है, जिसकी वजह से लैक्टिक एसिड और एनर्जी का प्रोडक्शन होता है. तो हमें पता है जब हम बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सरसाइज कर लेते हैं या फास्ट रनिंग कर लेते हैं, साइकिलिंग कर लेते हैं, वॉकिंग कर लेते हैं, जिसकी वजह से हमारे मसल्स में पेन होने लगता है, क्रैम्प्स आने लगते हैं. वो क्रैम्प्स किसकी वजह से आते हैं? ड्यू टू द एक्यूमुलेशन ऑफ लैक्टिक एसिड इन आवर मसल सेल्स. सो ड्यू टू द टेम्पररी डेफिशिएंसी ऑफ ऑक्सीजन, the supply, the anaerobic respiration, it takes place in the muscle cells to fulfill the demands of energy. ठीक है. सो इन द मसल सेल्स द ग्लूकोज इट इन द एब्सेंस ऑफ ऑक्सीजन इट लीड्स टू द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ लैक्टिक एसिड एंड एनर्जी. नाउ आई होप नाउ you have understood that why do you get the muscle cramps after the heavy exercise, because of the partial breakdown of the glucose into lactic acid, and this accumulation of lactic acid that causes the muscle cramps. Ye muscle cramps they are temporary. We can get relief from this muscle cramps by having a hot water bath or a massage. hot water bath या फिर massage से हमारा जो body circulation है, muscles में जो blood circulation है वो improve हो जाता है, जिससे कि हमारी जो ऑक्सीजन डिमांड है वो पूरी हो जाती है, और जिससे कि जो लैक्टिक एसिड है उस लैक्टिक एसिड का कंप्लीट ब्रेक डाउन हो जाता है, एंड देन इट कन्वर्ट इनटू कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, वाटर एंड एनर्जी. सो दिस इज द टाइप्स ऑफ रेस्पिरेशन. नेक्स्ट इज द ब्रीदिंग. Breathing, as the word indicates, it simply means the taking in air rich in oxygen and giving out the air rich in carbon dioxide with the help of the respiratory organs. Breathing, it mainly composed of two phenomena, that is inhalation and exhalation. The taking in air rich in oxygen into the body is called inhalation, and giving out the air rich in carbon dioxide is known as exhalation. It is a continuous process. So in breathing, the inhalation and exhalation they occurs alternately. Breathing is a very important process that all the organism they do throughout their life. Next is what is breathing rate. Breathing rate is simply the number of times a person breathe in a minute is termed as the breathing rate. One breathe, it means one exhalation plus one exhalation. For example, if the breathing rate of a normal person is 15 to 18 times per minute. So to compare the breathing rate of a person which is at rest and the person which is walking and the person which is running, you can perform a very simple activity. You can try count your rate of breathing, that breathe in and out normally. Find out how many times you breathe in and breathe out in a minute, and after now you did you inhale the same number of times as you exhaled, and also record your breathing after a brisk walk and after a running, and then you can compare the three breathing rate of your body. This is a very interesting activity to perform. Next is the how do we breathe. Also with the help of this very simple activity you can understand that whenever a person need extra energy, जब भी हमें ज़्यादा एनर्जी की ज़रूरत पड़ती है तो हमारी हमारी जो ब्रीदिंग रेट है वो बढ़ जाता है, क्योंकि हमारी बॉडी की ऑक्सीजन डिमांड बढ़ जाती है. एज अ रिजल्ट द ऑक्सीजन इज सप्लाइड टू आवर सेल्स, इट स्पीड अप द ब्रेक डाउन ऑफ फूड एंड मोर एनर्जी इन रिलीज्ड. दैट्स व्हाई वी फील हंग्री आफ्टर अ फिजिकल एक्टिविटी, क्योंकि हमारी बॉडी की ऑक्सीजन डिमांड बढ़ जाती है एंड वी ब्रीद एंड हमारा ब्रीदिंग रेट जो है वो इंक्रीज हो जाता है, प्लस हमारी बॉडी सेल्स के अंदर जितना भी फूड है वो सारा डाइजेस्ट हो चुका होता है. दैट्स व्हाई वी फील हंग्री आफ्टर द फिजिकल एक्टिविटी. नेक्स्ट इज द हाउ डू वी ब्रीद. In case of human beings, firstly we will understand the passage of air, and next we will understand the mechanism of breathing. So this is the human respiratory system. It consists of a nasal passage through which the air enters the oral cavity, the pharynx which is present after the nasopharynx. This is the trachea which is called as the windpipe. This is lungs where exchange of gases takes place. These are the ribs. This is the rib cage in which the lungs are situated, and this is the diaphragm, a muscular diaphragm which is present below the lungs. So this is basically the structure of the human respiratory system. Normally we take in air through our nostrils. हमारे nostrils से हमारी air जो है हमारी body के अंदर enter करती है. When we inhale the air, it passes through our nostrils into the nasal cavity. Nostrils से वो air हमारी nasal cavity में जाती है, which is comparatively broader. Nasal cavity से वो air हमारी lungs में जाती है through the trachea or through the windpipe. The lungs, they are presently basically in the chest cavity. This cavity is surrounded by ribs or the rib cage on the sides. A large muscular sheet called the diaphragm which forms the floor of the chest cavity. And the breathing, it involves the movement of the diaphragm and the rib cage. Our breathing mechanism is incomplete without the diaphragm and without our rib cage. So let us understand the mechanism of breathing. During inhalation, the ribs moves up. हमारा जो rib cage है वो upward lift हो जाता है, और जो diaphragm है वो it moves down. So this movement, it increases the movement of diaphragm and rib cage. It increases the space in our chest cavity and air rushes into the lungs. So basically इससे समझते हैं, ये हमारे लंग्स है नॉर्मली, ठीक है. जब रिब जो है, हमारा रिब केज है, वो ऊपर लिफ्ट हो जाता है और डायफ्राम जो है वो नीचे चला जाता है, तो बेसिकली जो लंग्स है उनका वॉल्यूम जो है वो इंक्रीज हो जाता है, ठीक है, उनका स्पेस इंक्रीज हो जाता है. एज यू ऑल नो दैट प्रेशर इज इन्वर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू वॉल्यूम. सो जब वॉल्यूम इंक्रीज हो जाता है तो प्रेशर जो होता है वो लंग्स की वॉल्स में वो कम होने लगता है. ऑफ दी हमें इनहेल क्या करनी है, ऑक्सीजन एयर इनहेल करनी है, तो ऑक्सीजन का प्रेशर जो है वो कम होने लगता है, जिससे कि सराउंडिंग से जो ऑक्सीजन रिच एयर है वो हमारी लंग्स की तरफ मूव कर जाती है. बिकॉज बेसिकली द मूवमेंट ऑफ द गैस मॉलिक्यूल्स इज फ्रॉम हायर कंसंट्रेशन टू द लोअर कंसंट्रेशन. दिस इज द मैकेनिज्म ऑफ इनहेलेशन. सो द लंग्स दे गेट फिल्ड विद एयर. इन कॉन्ट्रास्ट इसका जस्ट ऑपोजिट होता है एक्सहेलेशन में. एक्सहेलेशन में द रिब्स दे मूव्स डाउन, डायफ्राम इट मूव्स अपवर्ड, दस इट रिड्यूसेस द साइज ऑफ द चेस्ट कैविटी और इट रिड्यूसेस द वॉल्यूम ऑफ द चेस्ट कैविटी. वॉल्यूम डिक्रीज होता है तो प्रेशर जो है वो लंग्स की वॉल्स में वो इंक्रीज होने लगता है. तो दस द कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड रिच एयर इट मूव्स from the lungs to the outside of the surrounding. So these movements in our body can be felt when we take a deep breath. So this is the mechanism of inhalation and exhalation, or the mechanism of breathing in case of humans. There is a small concept of sneezing. As you all know that the air around us has various types of unwanted particles such as dust, smoke, pollens. So when we inhale these particles, they get trapped in the air present in our nostrils or present in our nasal cavity. These particles they irritate the lining of the cavity, as a result by which we sneeze. The phenomena of sneezing, it expels these foreign particles from the inhaled air, and a dust-free clean air it enters our body. So this is the next. You can perform a very simple activity of the breathing, that take a deep breath and measure the size of your chest with a measuring tape and record your observation. Measure the size of your chest again when expanded and indicated which classmate shows the maximum expansion of the chest. This is a very simple activity, and you can observe the size of the chest of different organism during inhalation and during the exhalation. Next is the what do we breathe out. Normally we can understand this with the help of a very simple activity. We can take a slender, a clean test tube or a glass plastic bottle, make a hole in its lid and fix it on the bottle. Pour some freshly prepared lime water in the test tube. Insert a plastic straw through the hole in the lid in such a way that it dips in the lime water. Now blows gently through the straw in few times. Is there a change in the appearance of the lime water? Through this activity you can observe that the lime water is changes into milky because of the carbon dioxide gas that we exhale during our exhalation. And also you are aware that air we exhale or inhale is a mixture of gases. What do we exhale? We simply exhale the carbon dioxide or the mixture of gases and also the water droplets. You must have also observed that if you exhale on a mirror, a film of moisture appears on a surface. From where these droplets come? These are the droplets, these are the water droplets which we exhale during our breathing. Next is the percentage of oxygen and carbon dioxide in inhaled and exhaled air. In inhaled air, the percentage of oxygen is 21% because it is oxygen rich air, and percentage of carbon dioxide is 0.04%. In exhaled air, 16.4% oxygen is present and 4.4% carbon dioxide is present. Next is the breathing in other animals. Animals such as elephant, lions, cows, goat, frog, lizard, snakes, birds have lungs in their chest cavities like the human beings. But how do other organisms breathe? Do they also have lungs or like those of the human beings? Let us find out what these organisms have. First is the cockroach. A cockroach has very small openings on the sides of its body that is known as spiracles, small openings that are present on the outer surface of the cockroach. Other insects, they also have the similar openings on their body. Insects, they generally have a network of air tubes, that is the trachea. They are generally known as the air tubes. This is the network that is mainly responsible for the gaseous exchange. Oxygen rich air, it rushes into the spiracles, into the tracheal tubes and diffuses into the body cells. and every cell of the body. Similarly, carbon dioxide from the cell, it goes to the tracheal tubes and moves out through the spiracles. These air tubes or trachea are found only in the insects and not in any other group of animals. So this is the respiratory system in case of insects. Next is the earthworm. Earthworm, they simply breathe through their skin. The skin of earthworm, if you touch the skin of an earthworm, it feels moist and slimy on touching because gases can easily pass through them. Though frogs have a pair of lungs like human beings, but frogs, they also breathe through their skin, which is moist and slippery. So earthworm, they generally breathe through their skin. The respiratory organ in case of earthworm is skin. Next is the breathing underwater. The organisms like fishes and crab, they are the organism which lives underwater. So how do they breathe underwater? Fishes generally have respiratory organ as the gills. Gills in fish, they helps to use oxygen dissolved in water. Gills, they are the projections of the skin which helps in breathing. They are well supplied with the blood vessels which helps in the exchanges of gases. So the respiratory organ in cases of fish, they are the gills. Next is the how do the plants respire, or do the plants respire? Like other living organisms, plants also respire for their survival because plants, they are the living organisms and they possess the living cells. So they also take in oxygen from the air and give out the carbon dioxide. As you all know that in the cells, oxygen is used to break down the glucose into carbon dioxide and water. In plants, each part of the plant, whether it is a leaf or whether it is a root, it independently take in oxygen from the air and give out the carbon dioxide. प्लांट का हर ऑर्गन अलग अलग रेस्पायर करता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल लीव्स और रूट्स की हम बात करें, इन केस ऑफ लीव्स, यू ऑल नो दैट लीव्स कंटेन अ pore which is known as stomata, which is responsible for the gases of exchange of gases. So stomata, it is the organ which is responsible for the exchange of gases in the leaves of the plants. They are the tiny pores which are guarded by the guard cells, which regulates the opening and closing of the stomata for the gaseous exchange. Also, like all other living cells of the plants, the root cells also need oxygen to generate energy. So roots, they take up the air from the air spaces which are present between the soil particles. सॉइल पार्टिकल्स के बीच में जो एयर स्पेस होता है उसके अंदर एयर फिल्ड होती है. सो जो रूट हेयर्स होते हैं, दे जनरली विच हेल्प्स इन दी इंक्रीजिंग द सरफेस एरिया ऑफ एब्जॉर्प्शन, दे जनरली डिफ्यूजेस द एयर फ्रॉम दिस एयर स्पेसेस इनटू द cytoplasm or of the root hair, and then this gas, it moves towards the root of the plant. So in case of plants, leaves and root, they generally. So with this chapter you will be able to understand that respiration is a vital, very important biological process. All living organisms, they need to respire in order to survive and in order to get the energy from the food. I hope you have understood this chapter. Thank you.